Well, not quite a Dazarin, but we did pick up a Subi. Space Station versus Dignitas about to get underway. Space Station made 3 top 4s in the fall split. They have 1 match to get their 4th in as many regionals this season, Subi.
Yeah, and they're looking to propel themselves into the Winter Major in San Diego and find success there. Is this roster going to be able to compete in a live environment is the big question, but first things first, they have Dignitas staring down the barrel right at them. And this Dignitas squad, like Stax was alluding to, I love the pickup from Evo as well, and I've always been such a huge fan of Drees. I think he brings a lot to the table, highly mechanical, great game sense. Well, let's see what he can bring against Space Station.
Evo's story, interesting with his journey on XSET, which was his debut into Pro Rocket League, and didn't really get to do much on XSET. Last season, XSET, they had a couple of top 8s, but they didn't make a single regional last split, and Evo got the boot even before the split ended. On Dignitas, his first appearance with them, you get a top 8, you absolutely have to look a little closer at him and wonder, you know, what is working here that wasn't maybe working elsewhere. The rest of Dignitas, with Andy and Drees, those aren't necessarily soft names on that side.
Yeah, just because a player doesn't work out on a roster doesn't necessarily mean that they're washed or not good. Maybe it's just that the boot doesn't quite fit, but it fits here with Drees and Andy. And you and I know a lot about Andy from rival series and things of past. He's always been one of those players that he's showed flashes of brilliance, but what I'm looking for from him is the consistency, and it seems like they've been able to find that slightly. They did have little help in the group stages. They only went 1 and 2, so you know we've got to see success here in the playoff stages.
Yeah, they didn't wow in any category statistically, although one market improvement would be 3rd in shots allowed. So they didn't allow a ton of them, under 7 a game. Here's Evo on a flip reset, Andy on the go, but touch won't amount to anything because we haven't really talked about them too much just yet. But Space Station, there's a reason they get top 4 every time. That drop pass from Arsenal to LJ cut off in front. LJ takes it himself, but the pass cut off.
1v1 situation. Evo gets Daniel out of the picture, but that ball squeaks over towards that left post. And so far, low shooting affair between both of these teams. Very defensively oriented is Space Station, and they've shown that throughout this entire weekend, where they've been #1 in defense for the entirety of the event. First in goals against, shots against, and save percentage. So doing a great job of holding down that back line. And it really has been on the shoulders of Arsenal. I feel like he's really kind of taken that 3rd man role, realizing how much Daniel and LJ bring to the table on offense.
Now, Daniel, we watched him perform at the major and even online as well. I think that you can just expect consistency from Daniel. He's rarely disappointed. Here he cuts a perfect pass. Now he's got a free net and a free goal for Space Station.
I love the IQ here from Daniel. He recognizes the car positioning from Andy, realizes the pass is going central, and just rips that one away from Drees. It's an open net. He just pokes it all the way down the field. And one tiny mistake from Dignitas leads to Space Station's first scratch of the series.
Yeah, I don't think 3rd man saw Daniel behind that ball exactly. And he really lined that one up. He picked the perfect time to attack the pass. But Daniel, under a little bit of pressure, Andy, a weak shot. Drees keeps the push alive for Dignitas. Pinch out to Andy. He's got boots. He's got space. He's got LJ in net, but Daniel comes in to support.
Interesting decision there to slow that one down. I think more of a rifled shot low on target would have been better. You had 1 defender on net, 2 players out pushing that ball. You slow it down. You allow those 2 defenders that are out of net able to rotate back and make a challenge on the ball. So again, just a little more IQ from the side of Dignitas. They might get a goal here, but minute 20 remain here in game #1, and Space Station still holding on by 1, but Dignitas starting to show their hand at offense.
Very defensive game. Only between both teams, you have 8 shots. Space Station shooting less than Dignitas, but scoring more. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And there is Andy. Throws it right underneath the defense, tying the game.
Great pressure here, realizing a minute on the clock left, and Andy just decides to launch one on target over LJ and under Daniel. It wasn't flashy, but man, it was a great read off that back wall and better ball placement. And just like that, Dignitas knot us all up.
Breeze losing the challenge on the kickoff. Daniel saved his dodge, but wasn't enough. Now LJ has to recorrect his path, cut off by Evo. Things get real square for that one gold that Space Station had. They haven't really built a ton of pressure on Dignitas on defense. It's again about Dignitas and Space Station both being at the top in the day one performers on defense. We're certainly seeing that, but Dignitas aren't looking a step behind at all. I mean, how could they after the version 1? Daniel! He's a cut above the rest, 2-1.
He just puts the ball up off of the back wall, and he's able to cock fully back, put the power behind it, and tuck it in the right upper 90. Space Station extend themselves late here in game number 1.
This always happens with Space Station, where they get you into a lull, and it doesn't feel like a lot's happening. And then Daniel happens. He is the X factor for this team when the offense isn't there. Daniel wraps up his teammates and drags them to the end zone with him. Arsenal, no touch for him, he had no boost. LJ looking for one more, he got it! Plenty of space, easy flick, 2-goal lead.
Put this ball on the end of the fishing line. Hook, line, and sinker here for Andy. Had to go out a little sooner. Bit too late, and LJ puts the nail in the coffin. Space Station Gaming looking durable here in game number 1.
And for all of the efforts for Dignitas, just unable to break through the Space Station line, they weren't really able to build that much pressure either. A good start opener here for Space Station. Daniel on top on the MVP.
Yeah, great start for Space Station. They weather that Dignitas storm, right? And then they just kind of take advantage of the over-aggression that Dignitas showed. And it wasn't like Dignitas were playing poorly. They had more shots. It's just Space Station is that good. And it's been kind of a shift as we get a look at the replays here. That double tap by Daniel was so sick, and LJ to finish it off. But for Space Station Gaming, it's been quiet day 1 today. For Arsenal, only 3 goals, which is kind of a stark contrast when you look at them a year ago. It was always Arsenal that needed to pop off for this team to be successful. And it's got to be relieving for him to know that it doesn't need to be like that always as we get into Forbidden Temple. We've talked about this map so much. We've got war drums on this map. We can sound the alarms. It is just so beautiful. Look at everything. You got the mountains in the background. There's no better map out there in the pool.
You know, I've always said it. I'm a big fan of war drums in a tournament setting. You know, Rotterdam was amazing. All the K-Corp fans bringing the drums, and while they didn't always have them, you know, I think every land just needs war drums. In fact, every map in the game needs war drums.
Could you imagine that after a goal, the war drum sound, and you feel it in your chest?
Oh,
and
how about Dignitas feeling that?
Dree's gonna feel that one, rattles it off the left post, and didn't take him long to get the first one.
That one just popping straight down. Daniel didn't really have a good idea of where Drees was behind the ball when it came down. Everything happened so fast. Ball comes off, and it bounces in front of him, kind of shades. Daniel doesn't end up jumping for it. Great goal for Dignitas to start Drees with quick pre-flip into the ball. Andy got 2 touches out of it. Arsenal swings around, ever so patient, no one pressuring him.
Wow, great use of the handbrake there from Arsenal, and great use of the aggression coming out there as well. Gets the demo, but Dignitas able to rotate back, cover up that net perfectly, and Drees sees an open net, and again Arsenal with a great touch to keep that ball out of the back of the net.
Love the journey Drees has had in the RLCS. Came in for G2, wowed everybody, and then got kicked and was trying to find his way for a while. Landed on Dignitas, and winter seems to be a good start for him. Drees has been solid so far in the series. Now he's tasked with breaking open the offense for Dignitas. Ball right back to midfield. Andy, another pre-flip in front. He's got the boost. Back to Evo. 2 committed. And Dignitas might have an opening, but nobody's around. Arsenal misses the ball. Drees gets a chance. LJ on top of it. Space Station breakout.
And speaking of Arsenal, we saw some tweets. I believe it was yesterday, maybe late last night, early this morning, talking about, hey, I need some tips on, you know, how to clear my mind, how to meditate. And it just goes to show you how much goes into being an RLCS pro, I mean, it's not just picking up the sticks and being really good at the game. You've got to be able to clear things out. And speaking of clearing it out, Space Station can't clear this ball, and Dignitas go up by 2.
Evo getting underneath on the reset. Arsenal was covering a push to the corner, and then Daniel LJ couldn't find a way off the wall after that reset from Evo. It rolls down, leaves an opening in the middle, and Dignitas with a 2-goal lead, and Andy behind the ball again. Can he get a third? He just drops it. Couldn't get a full handle on it before he ran out. Evo gonna pop it over 1. Space Station looking for their first goal of game 2, but the ball gets kicked right back to their half.
Not only were they looking for their first goal, that was their first shot in a little over 2 minutes of gameplay. So Dignitas have really ramped up the aggression, done a great job of keeping that foot fully on the accelerator, refusing to let go. And Dries, that's a dangerous 50. Andy beats Arsenal, and the lead's 3 for Dignitas.
Another open, it's not open. It wasn't open. They blow through the defensive line off the 50. Arsenal was pulling upfield, expecting that 50 to go forward. It went backwards. He's got a double back. LJ still recovering and trying to get back in time, and they can't get it done. Dignitas are slicing up Space Station right now. LJ trying to get them a seat at the table, but Forbidden Temple, currently owned by Dignitas. Daniel trying to put him back in, but it's off the post, and Dignitas carry the ball out.
Oh, that was a sketchy one there for Dignitas, able to keep that ball out. And Jorby, you know those games where you just feel lost on the field. Right now, that's what's happening with LJ. Only 40 points attached to his name. Just seems to be in no man's land more times than not. You see him rotating through here, keeps that ball alive. It doesn't amount to points, but the infield pass does, and Arsenal can't finish it off. But the right idea there for LJ.
And the pressure lessens on the Dignitas half. Andy continues to impress in front. Evo tried to drill that 50 through LJ. Now Dries across. Can he get it in front of the box? Tried to find a reset. Andy cuts off the counter. Space Station still approach. A lot of time left. Daniel ran out of boost. Probably not the catch exactly he wanted. Here comes Dries, just full field. No one could 50 him. LJ was coming back. He was the only guy who had an angle to attack him. Space Station just don't have much going on here.
What a pass from Andy. No one on the field expecting that one. The ball's going completely up that side wall, and what an angle here from LJ. Great pass from Arsenal. Just a little handoff, and LJ is able to find the small window.
You need a protractor to angle that one up. That was nice direction from LJ. Got right underneath. A double commit from Dignitas, protecting the mid-level shot. LJ goes low. I'm sure he would have got much more power on that redirect, considering the boost totals. Sometimes that's all you need. Evo gets a big 50 off the kickoff. Space Station trying to pull within 1.
Oh, passes are there for Space Station. Just a little more creativity behind them, and you see what can happen. But Dignitas keen to those, and they've just got to hold on for 45 seconds. And this is the best way to do it. Keep the aggression up and keep Space Station on defense.
Evo just going for a hard clear. Dignitas. Time management, their utmost concern. Daniel flicks over 1. Arsenal's just downfield by himself. Daniel's gonna get a goal. Demo not needed, and 1 more to go.
Yeah, Arsenal was down there stealing boost and found himself in the right place at the right time, and Daniel just has to walk the dog and put that one in the back of the net. And just like that, Space Station back within 1, 20 seconds remain here. And we know how clutch Daniel is in these situations.
Someone on Space Station will have to do it. Arsenal gets the touch. Daniel's the whole way downfield. LJ's got to get this to the orange. Daniel picks up a demo.
Another demo.
He picks up 2 demos, but Evo, he's being chased. LJ doesn't win the 50. Arsenal has to find a way to squeeze this out. Time expires. Andy sends 1 big ball to the blue half, and LJ just keeps it close. Still in the air, into the net. Evo finds the read, and Dignitas take Forbidden Temple.
Heck of a read here. Not only gets the challenge, but able to see that ball's going to waterfall down and puts himself right underneath it, keep it off the floor, and Dignitas dominate in game number 2. Look like a brand new, revitalized team here. And what I'm most impressed with is the shots on target. 11 from Dignitas here in game number 2.
Andy getting the lion's share of them. We talked a little bit about Andy. He's the only one rocking a rival series title.
Oh, baby.
The entire group. And I mean, that just tells you how long the guy has been grinding. And it's funny because he tweeted out yesterday after Dignitas made top 8, like, no longer hard stuck 9 through 12. it has to feel so frustrating to feel like you're just below the cusp for so long. And now Andy's playing really well. In the first man position, he's broken through this space station front line almost every time he's behind the ball. His mechanics are looking clean, and he's a scary force right now behind the ball.
Absolutely. You know, not too often do we see players just come from nowhere and become great. You know, we've seen it a few times. We've seen it with Justin. We've seen it with Scrub Killa when he first came out. But you know, what we don't see is all the hard work behind the scenes, like Andy. Rival Series Season 6 Challenger. That was back in, what, 2018?
Oh.
5 years ago? I mean, that's a grind, my friend.
Absolutely, but Arsenal, he's been around for really just as long, and LJ sets it up with a nice little flick off the side wall. Arsenal puts it in.
Yeah, they didn't want it to turn into game number 2 where they allowed Dignitas the first goal early on. So Arsenal puts Space Station up early here, has his 4th goal in the Winter Open, which is kind of odd. We're so used to seeing Arsenal be so dominant on the offensive third, and to see that he's at the bottom of his team for goals just really says how adaptable he truly is.
Now, Arsenal, he had some moments where you've seen him excel in every position on the field, but as his team has changed over time, so does how you approach the game. And LJ, while I feel that LJ has maybe had a lot of quiet spells, it's hard to be louder than Daniel at times.
Yeah.
Space Station, they always seem to grind out these victories anyway. See if they can grind this one out against Dignitas, who currently made it quite the competition. Evo sends it, but can't get back to it. Dries has no boost, left by himself. And maybe Dignitas just pushed this one up. LJ will let it flush to the corner. Evo waiting for LJ's touch, but LJ gonna move right by him in the midfield. Dignitas keep possession with Dries. In the midfield, Arsenal cuts him off.
And this again, oh mama, what a catch from Daniel. Soft hands to slow this ball down as LJ saw the outlet happening. Daniel just drops it over Evo.
How much Evo could do with only 11 boosts coming back. That 50 was kind of creeping up a little bit. He wasn't out of position per se, but like you said, that transition was so quick that Evo's boost total came into the equation, and it gave Space Station the 2-goal lead.
And like I was saying before, this is almost an inverse of game number 2. Dignitas, almost 2 minutes through, no shots on target. It has been all Space Station all game long, and great pinch there, great demo to open things up, and somehow Evo sees that one through the smoke, able to get the save and transition onto offense.
Dries will let that one fly. Give a little bit more space for Dignitas. Andy, not a ton in the tank, and almost got picked off on the play.
Another.
The blue half. It gets deleted. Evo sitting back in midfield. Uncontested. Quick shot. Oh, Evo put some lead into it.
What in the world? Where did this come from? Somehow, it went through the corner uncontested. It looks like Arsenal was going for that boost pad. Thought differently. And out of nowhere, that shot just on target. Great heads-up play from Evo.
Everything going right for Evo on the shot. Hang on a second. Dignitas almost tie it, but Andy banged it off the bar. Evo, no boost. He's got to let it go. And he's rewarded with his teammate sending it right back to the box. Arsenal under a little bit of pressure, but LJ hit that ball right back out. Demo on the backside by Evo. Evo getting work done, creating value everywhere for Dignitas. Can they generate a goal? Dries, another 50 in front. Evo in the air! Evo, go!
He's just picking Space Station apart. You saw Daniel try and pre-jump. Wrong decision. Evo recognizes that, realizes he can't jump that high again, puts it under the crossbar, and we're all knotted up.
Because Dignitas are owning the 50-50 game no matter what height they're at. Every time, it's Space Station having to wait. Evo flew from beyond the midfield line for that ball. Nobody could get to him because Drees stuffed everybody on the back wall. And now Dignitas, after falling the first 2 goals, are in position. In fact, they are the ones setting the position as they get down to the blue half. Drees falls with it, trying to feather his boost. LJ losing control. Evo, not quite how he wanted to land, and Daniel gonna break out for Space Station.
Dignitas doing a great job of causing pandemonium in the blue third and just really shaking up what Space Station want to do on defense. That's open. Great pass. Unselfish play from Evo. Hands this one off to Andy, and Dignitas in the driver's seat for game number 3.
He's dinking. He's dunking. Evo can do no wrong right now. Channeling the GOAT at the end of his tag. 2 goals, 2 saves. 2 goals off of 3 shots and 2 saves. Evo. A big time for Dignitas. Arsenal. Not for LJ, who had to come across. It's going to be a hard one. Daniel, a nice grab. Got the reset. Not a lot of boost and challenged regardless. LJ gets a free ball. Has Arsenal on the wing, but LJ had to work his way around the corner. Space Station steal a couple of boosts. They get a demo. The layer shores things up. Another demo. Another shot. LJ ties it up. LJ able to find that, but 2 big demos from Arsenal. That's vintage Arsenal right there. And Daniel sending it across a hard pass. The smoke makes it hard to read. Space Station able to tie this up. LJ off the kickoff. Dignitas have here as Evo tries to get the back pass. Drees beat by Daniel. 1 touch for Daniel. Oh, you gotta believe that Daniel's gonna sink it. It just does not matter. Space Station, they need an answer. They need a lead. Daniel says, whoop, see ya. Evo screened by LJ. He can't get there in time. 78 kilometers per hour. And where Dignitas took control, they've lost the reins and quite possibly the horse. Daniel up high. He's denied on the kickoff. Plenty of time for Dignitas. It's taken up. A high ball for Andy. LJ's gotta wait. Quick shot! Evo again! A heady! Comes on the Dignitas. A top 8 in his first appearance on the team. And he slots his 3rd here in the quarterfinals. Space Station cannot keep Dignitas out. Drees hasn't even needed to shoot the ball. Drees shot the ball 0 times. I don't know if it's been easy work though. Space Station have found the back of the net a lot. Dignitas only have 2 saves, both of them owned by Evo. And if anyone's wondering, Subi ended up losing connection, so we'll try to get him back in the series as quick as possible. Appreciate you guys' patience on that. Space Station. Wow, that was insane timing. Oh wait, okay, no one can hear him, he's not live yet, but I know he's right next to me, I can hear him. He'll be here shortly, but the end of regulation looming. Overtime, looming. Dignitas in the blue half, but no one wanting to overcommit.
Away.
And a high ball for Andy. Just gotta protect the rock. Evo wants to play. And this one will touch ground. We got overtime in game 3.
Oh, mama, what a comeback from both teams to tie this one up and send it into OT, realizing how important game number 3 is. And I'm really surprised the Space Station elected to keep that ball alive as we hit 0 seconds and try and take it downfield. Dangerous decision as Daniel gets by 1 and Andy sends it back towards midfield.
Dignitas handling the Space Station attempts. Daniel dives back. Evo with a hard shot. Evo's got that target painter right in the center of the net. Now he dives for another one. Evo sets it up, but no one's around. No dunk for him either. Forcing Space Station to dump this ball off Subi. Space Station not getting a ton of chances lately. Arsenal, maybe one for him! Oh, to Steve! LJ scores and Space Station survives!
Wow, what a push downfield from Arsenal to keep this one alive. Gets it over the defenders, takes one out, forces the other two up. I mean, Arsenal got the assist, but put that all on him. He put Space Station on his back and carried him to victory in game number 3.
In an absolute shootout of a game, one that can get away from you when Evo has the confidence that he had. Shooting 50% in that game, it can be scary. That kind of game can really get away from you. But Space Station withstood the comeback multiple times and were able to take the lead. We had a couple of lead changes or lead into ties, but what a game 3, and Space Station up 2-1 in the series now, in position to put us on match point.
And again, my apologies for dropping out. It's probably the most clutch time of the series. Both teams trading blow for blow, and it started off so slow for Dignitas. Space Station was in the driver's seat from the kickoff. They got that early goal. Dignitas, couldn't get their offense going, and somehow were able to knot it all up. But the end of the game, Arsenal, we know how clutch he is. We know how much he loves those big moments. Took the entire defense and ripped it to shreds.
Dignitas, that one's gotta feel, you gotta be frustrated after that. You were able to take control of that game, but you lost it a couple of times in between. See if Evo's shooting continues to be the high threat it was last game. Space Station gonna start on the kickoff. None other than Daniel, who got him back into it. And there's Evo to take away LJ's shot. Oh, that gets right back. LJ sweeps. Looks like this one gonna be tough for Space Station to work. And then LJ steals the boost. Arsenal wins the 50. Evo gets bumped in net, but Arsenal loses control of the ball.
Yeah, that's one of those plays where, hold the phone. That's a play right there. Infield pass. Daniel just serves this on a platter up for LJ.
And that was just all of the pressure that they had built up right beforehand. And Daniel puts a saucy pass to LJ. Daniel had a similar pass on the ground from a similar angle where it's so powerful. And right to his teammate. And that's the best own goal. Great pass. Great pass, LJ. Give him one back.
What? Oh, okay. So he thinks Daniel's going to rotate back, cover up the goal line. So, okay, not the most terrible decision, but you got to communicate that one.
No, he's not just those points. Come on.
All right, that's fair. Yeah. Welcome to the RLCS.
The important things. Up high, Dries. It's underneath it. Europe had a couple of own goals in their regional. I haven't really seen as many. We need to get that counter up in North America.
I was going to say, of course they did. They used to have Turbo in the region, but he's not playing anymore.
Pops that off the ceiling and finds the read and the 50. This is really tight angle for Space Station. Daniel comes back around on it. Dignitas not able to take full advantage of the positioning, but they are winning the touches. There's Daniel, just kills any kind of pressure you were building. LJ puts him right back in the orange.
I'm always just truly flabbergasted at how Daniel always finds himself with so much space and time in midair. You know how dangerous this guy is in midair when he has boost, when he has the ball, and somehow it seems like every single team that he plays against, they just find themselves allowing Daniel time and time again to just style on him.
Not much you can do when you're hoping that he gives you some lead on the ball, but he just keeps it so close, and he wins that 50, but out of boost. Now it's up to LJ to keep pushing the nose. Arsenal next up, light touch, and force the ball back up high to the corner was Evo. Dignitas stable on defense, but they're unable to wrench control of the ball. Daniel, nothing there for him. Andy follows him perfectly, and the ball far side. Evo, a poor landing. And it led to a poor 50, but now he gets right back to it, and we're kind of dead right now in the midfield.
Nice back pass there from Arsenal. Good veteran play, recognizing where the defense was, recognizing where his own team was. Decides to just relieve the pressure from himself just a little bit there. As Evo ported time, doesn't look like he's got much boost in the tank there. Good little fake, and this one's going to be up for Dries.
Space Station ready for it. Another carry for Daniel. Arsenal coming close. Waits for the touch. A little too high, and now Andy Has Drees on the wing, but he doesn't win the 50. LJ, who's been looking stronger and stronger behind the ball. Ball gets kicked out. Daniel gets chipped, but he still comes away with the ball. And Space Station, I think, have had this possession for a minute and a half. LJ just drops it. And Andy is going to get a full field clear. Maybe he could get something going. He's got a little bit, but it's back out to the side. First shot for Dignitas in a little while. Strees comes back around, but Daniel is there. And Space Station's defense, again, this team leading in those defensive categories. I'm showing you why right now. There's just nothing Dignitas can do to break through. Boomer downfield, but nothing Evo can do. It's way above his station. And Arsenal defeated again.
Again, communication issues just a little bit for Space Station there, where Arsenal cut Daniel off, and I understand you don't expect Daniel to be able to follow through on that ball. But if you are Daniel on that, just call off Arsenal or call him on, either one. But you got to get out of the way regardless, as Evo trying to get this out of his own half, nearing 1 minute to go here in game number 4. And that one sneaks through. And Jorby, what happened?
Daniel rotating back, no boost. They need LJ to buy a little bit of time. Arsenal's also coming back. He didn't have anything. And the bump ensures that no one's getting back to that ball. But really, LJ had to win that touch. That was the key, and he couldn't get it done. He tried the soft touch. He tried to get the ball over Dignitas, excuse me. Ended up failing at it, and now Space Station are down 1. Dignitas in position to tie the series.
And another one of clearing that ball across the goal line and almost hurt them. This one's still hovering, and Arsenal puts it into his own corner. They've got to get to work quick.
That could have been the end of the game. All of Space Station off on this play. Drees gonna wait. Daniel, a nice catch, but Drees, he got caught biting a little bit on Daniel's play, but Daniel loses the 50 to Evo. Evo drills through 2. Backboard free for Andy, but LJ gets up just in time. Misses his corner boost, doesn't need it. Arsenal lifted up high. Dignitas, time is in on their side. Daniel knows it. He's only got 12 though. Arsenal downfield, on target. No, it's not. It was off the bar, but it was open. Not on target, and Space Station needed 1. They get none. Dignitas just have to put this on the ground. LJ downfield, 56. Ball's too fast. Dignitas tied the series.
Oh my gosh. Arsenal was off by inches on that play. And again, he set it up, got the bump. The ball fell right in his lap. It was a tough shot. Low percentage as well, and just narrowly misses. And Dignitas able to tie this series up. Back and forth we go. And who would have predicted that this would have been this close?
I was talking about Space Station's defense for a little bit, but didn't really speak much on Dignitas's defense. They were just as good at finding those saves, keeping Space Station honest in their rotation. I mean, Dignitas had, 7 saves in that game? I mean, Space Station were close to it. There was nothing Space Station could do. Daniel, he tried air dribbles. He even tried bumps. He tried flip reset 50s. Nothing was working to break through this line. And then that Arsenal play, those are the chances that you're going to get. Not many more. You got to score those.
And you can't just give up basically own goals. You can't just give that ball away. That kickoff was
that happened
abysmal. I mean, you got to remember that one, because that's what knotted it up. And that's what sent it to where it was like, okay, we can't just hold on to the lead. So you got to make sure you're playing smart for a full 5 minutes, and you can't have any little lapses in judgment as they get a quick kickoff goal here in game number 5.
Another kickoff goal for Space Station. Andy, that one skips away from him. That's always so tough to grab in the corner. If there's no bounce to it, it rolls straight up into his bumper. And there's enough speed where it just kicks out away from his car, and nothing his team could do after that. Gave it right back to Space Station, an easy goal.
Yeah, Evo and Daniel on that play both thought that was going to hit the ceiling. Doesn't, so this ball kind of just ended itself just hovering, waiting for someone to hit it. And Dignitas looking to get some offense going here in game number 5. So crucial here. Don't want to get put on match point. It's been hard fought between both teams. And honestly, the way this series started off, I thought it was going to be a defensively minded game, back and forth as Andy gets the double tap. LJ thought he was in the right spot, and Andy smashes it off his hood.
Well, Daniel was the only guy with any boost, and he jumped from the back of his rotation to make that challenge because Arsenal and LJ, there was nothing they could do. They had no boost. They couldn't get to the challenge. So Andy just gets a free air dribble towards the net, and what happens? He puts it in the back of the net.
Great play again, Jorby. When it started, I was like, oh, this is going to be very low-scoring affair. 1-1, 1-2, 0-1, but man, it's turned into a shootout since game number 1. Dignitas have really warmed up, and they've done a great job of battling Space Station Gaming here.
Space Station with LJ trying to get underneath for another reset. Oh, Evo. A solid performance. A lot more game to go as LJ trying to catch this out. Space Station try to control this ball. Dignitas, they're not really privy to give them space really at any time. Arsenal just straight up wins in front of 2 Dignitas cars. The ball just flops into the net.
Arsenal just straight up bullies the defense here. They self-bump to clear the way for Arsenal to get that ball through. But either way, you've got to have a challenge before that ball gets right in front of your net. Challenge it as it's touching the corner wall, or at worst, challenge it as it's coming towards your box, not the moment it's already in your box.
I mean, they're really only inches that separate you bumping into your teammate versus you pinching the ball cross field into the opponent's net. Dignitas,
good point.
They were on the wrong inch. Daniel. He's been doing that like several times, taking the ball at the sidewall on a dribble and hitting the ball back to himself. Daniel crossing a field and a half to get back to midfield. LJ losing the 50. Arsenal in a weak spot. Quick pass, nice. And the shot denied, but a loose ball in front. Dries underneath, and that's Dignitas time.
Get his spectacles on for this one as Dries spots top of the net's going to be covered up. He sees Daniel going up, right side's covered, so let's just go nice and low. And even with that said, Daniel got a little touch on that one, but just too much oomph put behind that ball. And again, all tied up.
Evo quickly on the kickoff. Again, broken up by Space Station. A demo from Daniel. LJ underneath on the fake, but it rolls off the post. Evo grabbing a piece of it. Not over for Dignitas. Dries.
Oh boy.
The underneath. Space Station were expecting that ball to come out to the corner. They weren't going to be pressuring the box. Daniel wants the bump, gives it to LJ, but LJ, dodge timing could have been better. He's downfield. Can he get that one? No, Evo in the way. Daniel expends the boost, pinches it upwards, but where can Space Station go with this ball? There's nowhere in the orange half to play with.
Yeah, Dignitas doing a great job of meeting the ball at the point of contact as LJ had a flip, got that one through. Arsenal off the back wall. Daniel, can he finish it? No, as the save put on by Andy. Arsenal again was there just to put a little touch on that ball. Couldn't quite push it through, and here comes Evo to keep things alive. And Dignitas, hold on.
Daniel out of boost, got a piece of it on its way back. LJ puts it down to Arsenal. Now Arsenal is one touch trying to keep Dries off the ball. And now Evo's certainly going to keep LJ honest on this. And he loses to Andy on the play. The Dignitas have been so effective at getting these clears. Despite the Space Station, they have threatening looks. They're trying to shade what they're doing. LJ on the last time, feigning he's going to go high on his aerial instead of pass to Arsenal. Like they're trying a couple of different ways to throw Dignitas's scent off of what they're trying to do. But the noses are just too strong right now, Stubby. LJ comes across and bounces close off the ramp. LJ will get a boost steal for his efforts, but Daniel's going to have to try again from the third.
There's been a few of those hold your breath moments for the Dignitas defense, and it looks like little tiny cracks are starting to form in that back line. And they couldn't have asked for a bigger clear at a bigger moment. Less than 40 seconds remain. Dignitas put it into the neutral third. Is this ball off the backboard? And Andy gets the touch to keep it away from Arsenal. He was lined up for the double. And Dignitas trying their best to break out of their own half.
Daniel had left that play. I wonder if he just sticks around a little bit more. I know he wanted the corner boost steal. But maybe if he sticks on that, maybe Space Station take the lead there. Daniel got the 50, back to Arsenal. Try to make it awkward, comes down and grabs by Drees, completely killed it. LJ had nothing. Daniel wins one touch, and again, Dignitas, infinite layers on defense. Can LJ finally find a way through it? Is there any hole as Dignitas get the clear? And we just may. As something crazy happens here. Yeah, overtime.
My goodness. Hold on to your seats because it looked like Dignitas were going to catch one there at the very end. But Space Station have really ramped things up on offense, and Arsenal tried to tuck that one in close. Didn't quite have the angle. And try as they might, it just seems like no matter what they do, Dignitas can't get any type of sustained offense. And as I say that, they get that ball with a shot on target.
Oh, if Evo doesn't get bumped, that touch was perfect. That double was going in. Massive stop for Space Station. Evo, seeing Space Station are creeping up, trying to get a quick shot downfield. Quick hit. And Daniel, again, protecting the rock. Can he get that 50 in that spot? He has not won a single 50 in that spot. Trying to build pressure on the Dignitas. And now Daniel's racing back again. That's a hard touch. Andy trying to punish. LJ, no boost. He's got his corner. Arsenal diving for it. More defense for Space
Dangerous.
Station. LJ read off the ceiling will give Space Station a little breathing room.
The defense had rotated to both back corners. Net was left wide open as they were trying to get that ball cleared. Space Station starting to get a little aggressive, and it might just pay off, but LJ turned away, and Arsenal going to try and keep this one alive. Puts it up the back wall, and he gets two defenders to go, but not good enough to get a shot on target.
Go just gets the 50, now Dignitas. Daniel misses it, but LJ plays it away from the rotation, giving Arsenal space. LJ wants a bump, but Andy gets in the way. Look how quick Evo is to the ball. He gets bumped off it, and Daniel puts it across to LJ. Still Dignitas pressure. Drees, not a second touch for him. LJ's got to protect it. He does. Arsenal underneath, cut off again. There's a Dignitas wasp in the way every time Space Station try to get downfield. LJ, look, there's another one. Andy, quick pass to Drees, and he has to put it, dump to the corner. Saw Arsenal waiting. Didn't want to just give it away.
Oh, the way Dignitas are playing right now, it is just perfect rotations, but it's also rotations with a purpose. They're not just rotating through to rotate through. It's always moving on to the next step, checking the next level. Okay, I've rotated. Is there a boost to steal? Yes? Okay, cool. I'm going to grab that boost, and I'm also going to look for a demo. No player there? Okay, can I stay here to get another touch on ball if it's a shallow shot? Just such smart play from Dignitas. And right now, Space Station again looking for the shot. Daniel off the backboard. Daniel the double. LJ denied, and Space Station can't buy a goal.
Oh my God, Daniel! He was dangling like a puppet, trying to find a way in, and LJ just denied. All Dignitas had to do was sit there. Arsenal. Koopa stops the ball and almost got that one by Evo. Evo, he wants the read and wants to give the ball right back to his teammate.
Nice back pass.
Yeah,
brilliant back pass.
Yeah.
Love to see that where it's, oh my goodness, no! Arsenal gets the touch. LJ and him had to just dive for the save, and we remain all tied up. This has got to be one of the greatest days in Rocket League history in terms of overtimes. We've had some long ones today, folks.
Certainly. 5-minute +1 in Furia versus Gen G, and a quick pass, but Arsenal has to bail. Trying to lock, contain this Dignitas team in their own half. LJ shakes one guy off. A pinch, back to Daniel. Can Daniel dump them? No, it's back to the corner. Arsenal diving forward, but he lost his grab. Found the ball again anyway. And Drees. Dignitas the breathing room. Evo stealing the midfield boost. Andy gonna push forward, but denied by Arsenal. Space Station, they've kept control of this ball. They've had a lot of opportunities. 18 of them, in fact, as this one taken away again by Dignitas. More pressure, Evo, but it's almost a perfect touch every time. Evo gets the follow-up. Arsenal's not there. Space Station just can't find a way to position to punish these Dignitas touches. They won't give him one. Oh, Daniel off the post. LJ tries, but he's too late. Dignitas won't break. Another transition. The backboard and in. No rebound, nothing. LJ, he's got a go-ahead man. Daniel, LJ saved. somehow Dries gets behind him, and a massive clear forces all of Space Station back as Arsenal takes the save. A lot of action so far, Subi.
A ton of action and a ton of offense from Space Station Gaming. So far, 20 shots on target, and only 2 have dropped. Dignitas doing a great job on defense. 13 saves back there. Oh, but that ball squeezes through, and Andy, not the greatest decision on that play. Gets boost, gets back, and gets the clear.
Again, the layers for Dignitas. Even on that last save, he can't. Oh, wait, that's a demo. He didn't want that. He wanted the ball. Andy gonna give some time. That could have been dangerous if anybody else had been expecting that. That's happened a couple of times in this series. Space Station. We'll try again. How many times can you create a new way to get to the orange half before Dignitas find a way to punish you for not scoring? Andy lobs it up. Daniel stays behind it and feathers the boost perfectly to stay with it. Now Arsenal got the catch. Evo jumps early. Flick over to the side. Arsenal's got nothing. It's got to be up to LJ, but they keep getting flushed to the corners. Another 50. All of Space Station working this left side.
Great touch there, but a better read from Daniel. And Dries, big miss on that one, but it actually affords Evo tons of space. And as I say that, LJ meets him right in midair. And Jorby, this is absolutely one of the best performances we have ever seen on defense. The way Dignitas denies every single shot, every single attempt that Space Station's coming out with. And it's not like it's just a linear approach from Space Station and Evo looking for a bump, and Daniel recognized it, came in from the backside to get that clear. But Space Station are showing their hands. They are showing infield pass. They're showing a 1-2-3 combo. They're showing solo plays. Whatever they do, they can't score on infield pass. Get it good for Andy, and Dignitas take the series lead.
Well, you slice them enough times, eventually 10,000 cuts will put your opponent down. Dignitas, an onslaught to take this to match point. Wow.
That's the analysis, in my opinion, Jorby. Wow. They weathered the storm. 21 shots from Space Station Gaming, and somehow Dignitas did not fold. They did not crumble, and they were able to go 11 minutes and 26 seconds straight and take this game and outlast Space Station, put them on match point. Huge for Dignitas.
Everyone dropping a boatload of points on the field.
What?
Dignitas are calling a timeout after just winning and putting the series on match point. Now, I'm not familiar with the win and call a timeout strat, but as I understand it in other sports, you really want to get in their head, right, Subi? Is that what's going on?
I think it's okay.
They never saw it coming.
We're a young team, okay? So we want to make the most out of this situation, and you're up match point. You don't want to go to a Game 7 with Space Station Gaming, so okay, let's talk about it. Timeout, let's calm the nerves. That was a huge win. Let's just focus on what we have. One more game, and we put Space Station away, and we move on to the semifinals. I mean, it's a great play from Dignitas, but I don't know. It's only happened one other time in D-Rex history, and that goes back a long ways, and it was in Sam last split, where a winning team took a timeout when they were on match point. So this is almost unheard of from Dignitas. So for Space Station, it's also a little bit of mind games. Like, wait a minute, they're calling timeout?
Yeah, something tells me that I think you called it out earlier, that 6-minute overtime, that'll take it out of you, even if you win it. And those endorphins could carry you to a win in the next game, but it can also very well put you off your nerve. So maybe Dignitas felt they just needed a minute cool down, let things settle into like a normal win endorphin level, not a 6+ minute overtime win endorphin level, right? So that's what makes the most sense to me. So as we head to Neo Tokyo, we'll see the statistics. We don't have a lot of data on this type of call, but this is minor in all aspects. We're just, it's interesting.
No, but I mean, it is interesting because we got to see, like you said, the endorphin levels and adrenaline levels just completely spike. You saw Andy screaming his head off after that pass from Dries. Such a beautiful flick to set up Andy for basically an open net shot to end that overtime. So now they've reset. all emotions back to the baseline level for what it can be in an RLCS match. And Dignitas, as we go into Neo Tokyo on that point, big demo to open the door for Andy.
Well, they've been beating them, and they're deleting them. Drees, perfect pop. How about his work? See you later, Arsenal. And it's easy work for Andy. How about Andy? I mean, how's he got to be feeling right now? He might be the one who called the timeout. For how long he's been grinding, we talked about it earlier in the series. To be in position to make top 4 in a regional, it's something he's been working for 5+ years. The Space Station are tough. Well, the 4th man for Dignitas is a little tougher. Here comes LJ, but he can't go for the ball. And make no mistake about it, Drees getting, well, a demo and that touch there. But Drees has had an excellent game as well. As Dignitas trying to add to their score, but Space Station have a quick shot. And can't get it.
Yeah, man of the hour, Andy getting that save. He's had 7 goals so far this series. He's been so instrumental to Dignitas' success against Space Station Gaming. He's also been getting a few assists as well, 3 to his name in this one. So Andy everywhere for Dignitas as Evo misses the double. Daniel, big save, but Andy does get the boost steal. But Dree's gonna miss that ball, and Space Station gonna try their handed offense.
You know, Space Station had tons of it last game. That's the one thing Dignitas need to be careful. You can't get lackadaisical, because Space Station had threatening opportunities. Dignitas had to play immaculate defense. They will likely have to here, but it's been them putting the pressure on in the first 2 minutes. LJ, not a lot of boost. Not gonna be able to do much with the ball. Daniel trying to take advantage of an awkward Drees. Arsenal punches it in. Space Station finally find the door.
And I love this touch from Arsenal here. He doesn't put a little soft touch on it. He hammers this one home. It's almost like a statement shot, like, okay, you might have got the best of us. We might be on match point, but we're not gonna lay down and accept defeat. Arsenal ties it back up here in game number 6.
Arsenal lets Andy take that one. Much Andy could do. Drees, another soft touch. LJ, a poor one, and Andy punishes him. It's Drees setting him up, forcing the bad touch. Look how awkward LJ is here underneath, and Andy delivers the strike. Dignitas take the lead back.
That was reminiscent of the first goal of this game, right? Where Drees gets the pass and then looks for a bump on that one. He saw the defender. Okay, I see what's coming with that bump, but regardless, he had to jump, puts him out of the rotation, out of the play, and Andy able to capitalize on that, and what a combo this Andy and Drees tag team has turned into.
Evo's had his standout moments as well.
Absolutely.
All at Dignitas. Putting on the performance of, well, their team lives anyway.
Right.
Space Station bullying a couple out of the box. There's Evo. Kill the drive, reset, and a little boost. LJ's not even giving him a chance at it. Sneak that ball away. Andy has LJ, and nothing's gonna develop here. There was a cheeky demo on the backside. Thought it would maybe open things up for Dignitas. They just keep winning these 50s.
And that Space Station, gotta be a little wary of where they are challenging the ball. Sorry, it just bit my tongue, that hurt. But you see, they're constantly letting that 3rd man back just kind of do whatever they want instead of cover up that back line, and they almost got one poked through there as Andy keeps that one alive. LJ able to get it towards midfield, and Arsenal gonna clean things up and set the offense for Space Station.
Arsenal, not a lot of boost here, but went for the 50. Daniel steals a boost, and what can he do with it? Works his way around. Daniel the Weaver! LJ tried to find a way in, but he can't break the stone.
Yeah, it's just so difficult to get past this Dignitas back line. They've been so good at understanding where the shots are coming from and understanding when it's turning into a pass and being able to take away shooting lanes, passing lanes, right place, right time, and high IQ plays. And even when a demo comes out, they rotate through and cover up their teammates' positioning perfectly.
Arsenal just gives the shot. Trust LJ to make that save. The shot was absolutely savable, but Arsenal pulling off of it. Hang on, it's a great setup from Daniel to LJ. Space Station aren't done.
They catch the defense a little off guard. You see Third man back, rotate forward. Is that touch from Daniel? How do you ever predict that? Evo had gone up to cover close post, and LJ puts it far and away. And all tied up yet again. Dignitas Space Station, game 6. But
No way.
Oh, the kickoff. Come on.
That will take the wind out of literally everyone's sails. A neutral, I don't even think the ball moved. The cars slid off, all the momentum transferred, and the ball stood stoic. Perfect for a punt into Space Station's net.
All that work to just give up the easiest of all goals, the easiest thing to work on a kickoff. It's unfortunate as that happens under 1 minute to go. Demo on the back line, but doesn't matter as Arsenal can't catch up to this ball, and Dries extends the lead.
Arsenal misreads how exactly Evo's carrying that. That puts him in a really difficult spot where he comes and he doesn't see Dries until the last second to line up where he's going to go. But by that time, he's already used a ton of boost. But Arsenal committed on the angle early. We do have a pause, and we'll get back into the game shortly, and we'll figure out what's going on and get back into the game as quick as possible. But on that last play, Arsenal, he bit the angle too early. That gave Evo an easy weave around him, and then Arsenal tried to make up for it. But I mean, Arsenal just needs to be a little more patient. Respect that Evo had full control of that ball there.
Yeah, and I mean, it's hard when you're staring down the barrel of 2 players from Dignitas and you're alone on that back line. And Dries has just been so good in this closing game for Dignitas. I mean, he has a playmaker, he has 1 goal, he's everywhere for Dignitas right now. And Andy, what more can we say about him? He's been getting the saves, he's been getting the shots, he's been setting things up. This team right now, I mean, I'm not going to jinx them, but it seems like this is like peak Dignitas. They're playing so well right now.
Well, looks like all things are settled, and we just play on. Dignitas will retain their 2-goal lead, and quite possibly a series win in 30 seconds. They took down version 1 yesterday. They just may take down Space Station here. They're trying to eliminate anyone that went to the major in North America last split. Arsenal tries to set them up, but there's just no time left. One more for Daniel. Arsenal not positioned for the touch. LJ losing the 50. Daniel has to take it wide. They need a goal with time left. Anything, something, a shot. The ball's just bouncing back. It's over. Dignitas have done it. Upsetting Space Station to a top 4. Nobody predicted it.
They are world beaters right now, and sitting atop the world is this Dignitas roster. And you saw them pop off after that big 6-minute overtime win. And this one is where they can kind of just sit back, take a deep breath, wipe the sweat from their brow. And obviously, you got to go on the social media and tweet out your big victory, taking down Space Station. And nothing but respect to all 3 members of Dignitas. They looked so good in this series.
They really did. I mean, that game, that 6-minute overtime, feels like that's what really decided the series. All that defense, the 20 million shots that Space Station had, not one of them go in that overtime, because Dignitas, they pulled their best Gen G on defense, just posting infinite layers for you to peel through. But you're going to be peeling for a long time if you're Space Station. They fall in the top 8. Dignitas get top 4. One more. Complexity versus M80 is another upset in the works. Find out after the break.